Wade Real Estate Group, and today we're joined with Talia, Bill,
Good morning.
Mike, Kim,
Morning.
and Jan is in charge of the phone. So today we're going to talk a little bit about leveraging your listings so that you get more buyer activity, and just some things that potentially you may not be aware of. So we kind of broke it down into three categories. The first category is would concern Realtor.com, Zillow, and Trulia, the internet portals. The second piece is open houses, and then the third piece is social media. So let's talk a little bit about the internet portals, the big three: Realtor.com, Trulia, and Zillow. So with Realtor.com, you may not be aware of this, but if you are not paying them for their showcase product, you will not appear on your listings. Who will appear will be nobody, and then what ends up happening on those listings, so if the buyer clicks on your listing and you haven't paid Realtor.com, that listing then goes to either one or two other agents. So they clicked on your listing, but then you didn't get that lead. So that's a really, when you're a relatively new agent, they base what they charge on how many listings you've had in the past. So if you haven't really had any, or just had a couple, I believe it's around between $50 and $60 a month. So that way you appear, you're the only person. Anybody clicks on that property for more information, you get that lead, goes directly to you. And I'll tell why that's important in a bit. The next one is Zillow. So Zillow, and again, you have to ask them and see if they'll do this. They've changed a little bit, but on my Zillow listings, I have 5 listings that I can pick which ones I do this with. But basically, again, I'm exclusive on those listings. So if you've ever been on Zillow, and sometimes you'll see a listing agent and then the other 3 agents, that person hasn't either set up that deal with Zillow or inquired about it. And then again, when you see just one agent on that listing, they've set that up. And again, the advantage of that is, so you would think, oh, I'm the listing agent on Zillow, they're going to click on me. Unfortunately, that's not how it works. 85% of the buyer consumers out there just click on the default, whoever's next in line, and those are the ones Zillow sends to the 3 paid people. So you're not going to get that lead. Somebody that's paid to be on your page is going to get it. So unless they specifically checked you and clicked on you. So the first step would be to contact your Zillow rep and ask them, okay, I heard that I can be exclusive up to maybe 5 listings. Is that something that would be available to me given my spend? And then since now Zillow owns Trulia, it works the same way with Trulia as well. So again, you'd want to see if you can have exclusivity on your own listings. Okay, so why is that exclusivity important, and why on Realtor.com do you want to pay so that you are actually on that listing? So my own personal, Phil tracks everything on my own personal listings. My number one conversion was people contacting me off of my listing wanting to see the property. I had probably a 25% conversion rate, meaning so out of 4 people that contacted me, 1 I ended up becoming their buyer's agent. So I've got them, in that home one-on-one. It's not an open house. I get to meet them. I get to show them that house. And then and it takes usually about 5 minutes, as soon as I know that they're not interested in purchasing that home, I flip to, okay, why did you contact me directly? I represent the seller. You need representation. And you kind of go into the whole sort of spiel as to why they need you. And, I was able to pull in, as I said, approximately 1 out of 4 to become, my buyer client. So I love that when I got those direct leads. I mean, because, when you're converting 25% of them into, becoming your buyer, and, I obviously would follow back up with them, and, I worked them like I would work any lead. but they have a very, very high rate of conversion. So the takeaway is if you have listings or you're building your listing business, you want to make sure on Realtor.com you're exclusive and you've paid them, because it's probably one of the best investments you can make. And then you want to contact your Zillow rep and see if they'll let you do exclusivity on your listings with Zillow and Trulia. So that's the internet portals. The next ones, and we've talked about this before, is open houses. So you want to be aggressively out there, doing open houses, promoting the open house, using signage, maybe doing some stuff on social media with it. Again, people that come to open houses, not all of them, some of them have agents, some of them, as we all know, are neighbors, but there is a select group that they've moved from looking online to now going to open houses. And why they go to open houses sometimes is because they have no agent, so they have no access, so they can't get into the properties unless they go to the open houses. So it's the beginning step for a buyer when they're starting to become more serious. And again, you don't have them one-on-one because people are coming, people are going, but you're trying to kind of build that relationship with them right there at the open house. You want to capture their contact info. If you have, you have your tablet with you, you're not logging them in on a piece of paper, you're logging them right into, whatever CRM you use. You might ask them if you can set them up with the property alerts right then, and you're building that relationship. And then when you actually get home, what I would do pretty much religiously is when I got home, I would send them all kind of a personal, more like a feedback request, what they think about the house, and then if I got a response to that, even if I didn't get a response to that, I'd move to sort of seeing, okay, do you need an agent? Would you like to work with me? And I was probably around 5% conversion, off of my open houses. So again, great source, because okay, so we pay Zillow, right, to give us leads. We pay them, okay? These are free. Free. We like free, right? That's right. That's how we make. Didn't cost us $1,000 to generate $5,000 in commissions. No, we got that $5,000. We didn't spend really anything but a little bit of our time. So you want to work that channel very, very hard. You've got you should be out there pretty much every Sunday. You only need to be at an open house. I mean, an hour and a half is what I would do them for, a short amount of time. There's a theory behind that 2
p.m. sharp.
Yeah, 2 p.m. sharp, 2 to 3:30. And again, because what happens, it also, it consolidates the time. There's more people during that time. It looks like there's a buzz. I mean, when Jan's, one of my first third agent, I had a listing over in Kenwood. Jan did a bunch of open houses there. It was, a home run. I mean, she met 3 or 4 buyers out of it, sold them all. We met Clarence, who's not here today, became an agent. So it just, you're out there. When you're in that open house, you look, like you're the big cheese, because you've got that listing, you're running that, she must be a good realtor. Wow, she got this really nice listing. She's got to be good. I'll work with her. As opposed, I met this person online. Not that, they do convert online, but it's more substantive. So open houses, go ahead.
That's how I've gotten more sellers. A lot of the sellers will interview agents going to open houses. That's how I've met. That's how I've gotten some of my listings.
Yeah, you're just out there. You never know who you're going to meet. You never know what happens, and it just all goes. It all goes from there. So you can, you want to be thinking. The sellers love open houses. They love for you to do them, and yeah, let's do them. And because good things come out of them. Meaning, you get some buyers. So you want to be out there. You want to really be organized. You want to have, we've talked about this, post the open house early. Have good signage, because again, you might pull some people in off the sign. You might have a $200,000 listing. They stop in and they're looking for a $300,000. You just never know. And then so that's open houses. It's a great way to meet buyers. And then the last one is social media. Facebook has become they're dominant. There's a lot of people searching for real estate. People love homes. You can promote either on your own Facebook page. You can do a boost. You can do a sponsored ad. But whatever you're doing, you have to take them somewhere. So when they actually click on your ad or your page, they go somewhere. And usually pretty pictures of pretty homes is kind of what sucks them in. And then you take them somewhere, and that is a landing page. So the Dalton Wade site, you can have that be the landing page. It's very good at lead capture because it forces them to register. So you want to make sure that if you are going to do some social media marketing around your listing, and again, you can spend $25. You don't have to spend a lot of money. You can promote your open house on Facebook. Spend $25 with them. You would be shocked. I mean, this is a little bit ago, but we were getting if we spent $25, we were getting 500 hits to the website. They were a nickel a hit. I mean, not everybody registered, but you can. I mean, it's crazy. Now, Facebook leads tend to be not of the highest quality. You get a lot of them, but sometimes they're a little bit harder to convert. They're more looky-loos type of people. But again, if you spend $25, you got 500 hits. 5% of them, 25 people, registered. Hopefully, you can pull one out of it and it's again very profitable. So, and that's off of again your listing. So. It's test it out, see how you do, see what type of response you get, and then ultimately see how they convert. You don't want to get too many. If you get too many leads and they don't convert, then you had to put some time and effort into trying to convert them, and that didn't end up being successful. But Facebook, and there's a lot of buzz around it right now, and there's a lot of people out there. Trying to sell real estate agents various, marketing tools on Facebook. So, we'll do a little bit more research and, probably have a training on that in the not too distant future. So any questions on leveraging your listings? Talia? You good? Bill?
Good.
Mike? Kim?
Good.
Jan? Now, do you guys all have the Realtor.com showcase product? Is that part of?
No.
No.
Yeah. So again,
that's
I'd
important.
start that next to my notes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's really a big one. That's
It
one
is.
that people tend to miss because again, you're just giving those leads away to somebody else, and if you think about it, if that lead came from there, you then ended up splitting the commission. Or as opposed to you having gotten that lead directly and maybe gotten the whole commission.
Did all that start when ours sold Realtor.com?
It's been that way for a number of years in terms of it's so Zillow basically if you can get there so they give you exclusivity on my deal. It used to be all my listings, then it became 5. And again, they may not offer that right now because obviously they want to sell the advertising and have more people on the page, but they might check into that. But Realtor.com, I mean, it's always kind of been that way. So again, if you're signing up for Realtor.com lead generation, right? So when they're sending you leads through them, the leads are from listings that the listing agent hasn't paid to be on it. So those are the ones they sell off, and then depending on. So again, so you can actually look, go through a zip code because they sell it by zip code and see how many, don't have anybody on the page. So it's short money in the beginning. Usually, as I said, it's about $50 to $60. I mean, I think, then they base it on how many listings you've had in the year. So if you're getting a lot, it will go up, but it's really incidental at that level. And again, even if you just converted one a year, I mean,
Right.
it's paid for itself times 10. So it's a good one. So that's one that people aren't aware of. So any questions in Periscope land? Alrighty, so remember, leverage your listings to get buyers. You can, get them basically at for free or at a very, very low cost. And, we'll be back next week with another interesting topic. Thank you.